to the calm and cultured collective.
Take two. So, hello, collective. What is up? How is everyone? Let's see. Everything just looks so different. It hasn't been that long since I recorded, but everything just looks pretty different. So, just bear with me so that we can do what we need to do. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, perfect. So we are back, collective. I am returning from vacation. It was a very, very nice vacation. I could have used more time. I told my husband the other day that we need to start doing more than 1 week a year. We work too hard. We need at least 2. I need at least 2 weeks because we work so hard. But so what we did was we went on a cruise. So it was like a family reunion cruise, the first for my paternal family in more than 20 years. I'm so grateful for the people who came. We've had a difficult time actually getting it planned out. I have a pretty large family, so logistically, finding something that works for everyone is virtually impossible. But we picked a date and we stuck to that date and we stuck to the plan, unlike in previous years. In previous years, we would get discouraged and then just kind of give up on it. But we didn't do that this time. Like, we stuck it out, and I'm so happy we did because it was long overdue. My grandparents had, I think it was 13 kids. Only 2 are still alive, so it was so great. My Aunt Lisa she was the youngest, and she was able to come. And actually, my Uncle Jeffrey was the youngest, but he's no longer with us. But my Aunt Lisa came. She's our matriarch. And it was so good to see her and just spend some time with her. And just, she's so wise and she's such a peaceful presence. She's so calming, like just so, and she's still getting it. She's still active. I love that about her. She was lying down singing, doing all the things. And I feel like my aunt has to be about 70, maybe 70 or something like that, or somewhere close to it. Um, but it was a great time. It was a really, really good time. It was really, we had the numbers were small, but there were 4 generations in attendance. And we made plans to continue it, which I think was the most important part of it. We flew out of Miami. As you know, I live in Texas and I live close to a cruise port, but we ended up cruising out of Miami. So we got to Miami the day before, and our eldest son lives in Miami with his mother. So we had an opportunity to see him and spend a little bit of time with him. It's so funny with these kids, like when they always want to use our car, like, oh, can I get the car? And blah, blah. So we were like, yeah, let us get the car. He picked us up from the airport and took us to our hotel, and then he had to get to work. And we was like, yeah, let us get the car. Let us get the car. It was really funny. It was good seeing him, though. It was great seeing him, and he seems to be doing pretty well. And that kind of made my heart feel, it made my heart happy. So yeah, the hotel, we stayed at the little boutique hotel on South Beach. And the beach was like literally a 2-minute walk, like right across the street from the hotel. And it was a really cute little hotel. They had a little pool. They had a restaurant that was really good. Really expensive, but really good. So we had an opportunity to spend some time. We got there really early. We got there like 8:30 Sunday morning. So we had all day. We didn't check into the hotel until 4. Actually, we checked in at about 2. So we dropped our bags off and then we went to have lunch. We walked to lunch. And this is something so funny about my husband. Even at the apartment in the city where I work at, when he's there visiting, it's in a walkable neighborhood. So when he's there visiting, he wants to walk everywhere. And I think it's so funny because he's always walking to like McDonald's, or he finds a reason to walk to the store or to walk to get like a Wingstop or a coffee. Is so funny because at home we live in a master plan subdivision and there really isn't anywhere to walk. So he's not walking at home, but once he gets to the apartment, he's like a walkaholic. So that's always really funny to me to see um him get out there and just be walking. Like he wants to walk everywhere. So we ended up walking to Wingstop to get dinner. The It's a long story. It's a long story. I won't bore you with the details, but in Miami, we walked to get lunch. Or was it breakfast? Maybe brunch. We walked to brunch and then we had a really good brunch. And then from there, we caught an Uber to Publix. And if you know me, I don't really eat cake. I don't really eat sweets, but Publix has a white cake that I love so much. And I haven't been to a Publix since it's only been about a year. Like my daughter graduated the city that she went to undergrad in, there's a Publix there. So when we were there, I was able to get my white cake fix. And I've had it pretty regularly for 4 years since she was in undergrad, but we don't have a Publix here. So it was nice to get that yellow cake. And I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm going to get to the point, I promise. So Monday, we meet up with the family. And what I loved is that there were so many family reunions. Like people had on their t-shirts. We had on our t-shirts too, and I'll post a picture. But there were so many different family reunions, like cruising. I'm going to say I probably saw at least 6 different families that day with t-shirts. There were other families like on the 2 days that we docked in port. They had on family reunion t-shirts there. Like it was really cool to see. And the ship was packed. I was a little bit hesitant to go on a Carnival cruise just because you see all of the stuff. And, my husband was sending me all the videos like, oh, they were doing this. And I don't particularly, well, before this cruise, I didn't particularly like cruises. And we had done a Carnival cruise once about 15 years ago. And our most recent cruise was, I think, 2 years ago, and it was Royal Caribbean. And it was really nice. But this was really, really nice. Everyone was so friendly. And I feel like Carnival must have upgraded their menu because everything wasn't good, but most things were good. Like out of the 5 days that we ate on that ship, I probably only had twice that I didn't like my food. But other than that, it was really surprisingly, we ate at the steakhouse and I had smoked oysters that I did not like, which I love oysters. I didn't like them. I'll post a picture also. They were very pretty, but not very tasty. So yeah, but it was really good. It was very unifying. Like Carnival really worked overtime. I feel like the cruise director worked overtime to kind of stress that we're all people and that we should just love one another and get along and be nice to one another all the time, not just while we're on a cruise. So that was pretty cool. My husband and I, our older kids didn't come because they're working, and they weren't able to come. So it was just us and our 14-year-old. So because we're the old parents now, we decided to split up the excursion. So at one, the first time we docked, my husband and my son went kayaking, and while they were kayaking, I did like a little tour. And then the next time we docked, there was a sea day in between. The next day we docked, my son and I did parasailing. And I'll post a picture, and it was so cool. Like I expected the dips, like when you're when you're on a roller coaster, there weren't any dips. Like at least for me, I didn't experience any dips. It was very peaceful. It was so quiet, very still, and serene. And I know I said peaceful, but it really was peaceful. And, it was just a time. I would do it again for sure. I would do it again. for sure. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I'm gonna do it again. I enjoyed it. But so we got back Saturday morning, at like 1 in the morning. There was a couple of weather delays. Another thing I want to talk about is, well, there were our flight was delayed by like 2 or 3 hours because of the weather. So we got home Saturday morning at 1 o'clock. My husband had two photography gigs to do. He's a photographer, a professional photographer, although that's not his. He's a I don't want to say he has a job, a full time job, but he does photography also. I'll link his information here. It's ARH Photography. So he had a gig in the morning, and then my son had a youth conference, and then in the evening, my husband had a birthday party. To He was a photographer for it also, so I helped him with both because we were both tired. And then on Sunday we had church, and I was so tired. I was exhausted, like really, really tired. I don't know why I didn't think to take today off too. I should have. Um, just to give myself a full, complete day to kind of rest and get back to it. Maybe my suitcase is still packed. I know that's crazy. Just a little bit trifling too, but it's still packed. I'm going to unpack it today and do my laundry. Um, but I'm tired. I'm very tired. I was very tired. Um, yeah, there is something that, you know, so I want to make sure that do you know how if two people that you love are not speaking and they're at odds, if you love them, you'll try to bridge the gap. And I think that people that try to bridge the gap are exceptional. I do. I think that kind of shows you um, who people are, because a lot of people just like to talk about it. They like to talk about it. They just like to gossip, or they want to be a part of the drama but not necessarily a part of the solution. So when people are genuinely interested in resolving the issue or creating unity, that is something to be celebrated. um, and I'm going to leave that there. I've learned a lot. I've learned so much about myself and what I will and won't tolerate in my life and who I will and won't tolerate in my space. It wasn't something that I expected to experience this year, but I feel like when you ask God for growth or you ask to be stretched, you have to be willing to do or to accept what goes along with it. Um, yeah, you have to be willing to accept what goes along with it. And breaks are they come with the territory. They come with growth. So um that's that. While I was on vacation, I did not do anything podcast related. What podcast? I did not do anything podcast related while on vacation, with the exception of I wore the GoPro while I was parasailing, thinking that I would be recording content, but I didn't do it. You know how vlogging is just, yeah. So I was intentional with not working because I needed a break. Even on over the weekend, I did not work. I had content. I did not work. And it was great. But now we are in full swing with interviews. I have two coming up this week, two coming up next week, and then Angel and I still have some recording to do. I was working on something that I think I may need to say for the next iteration, but we'll see. I was working on a church hurt series that's gotten a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. So I want to take some time to kind of develop it out just so that I give it the respect and the attention that it deserves, because I don't want to just be doing stuff. Like, I want it to be impactful. I'm not going to waste my time or yours. So there's that. I keep saying, oh, God, I have to edit out the ums. Yeah, so that's it. That's well, there's a word that's been circulating in my um, thoughts, and it's whimsy. And I don't know why, but whimsy has just been over and over and over again. And I was thinking that maybe it's because I'm going on vacation. And, vacation, you're always a little more lightheaded, a little more free. One thing that I do like about cruises and all-inclusive resorts is that it doesn't take up a lot of brain space. Like if you really want to disengage and just, you can do that. I can do that because I don't have to think about what's for dinner. I don't really even have to think too hard about what I want to do because you can just walk and then bump into something, or even doing nothing is something. I did something that I have not done in a long time is I finished a book. I finished Mara Broca Kill's book, and I'm going to get the name of it because I want to make sure that I say it correctly because it was such a good book. It is, and I don't remember the last time I finished a book. It's been a while since I've actually, and I love reading. It's been a while since I finished a book, but it's The Revelation of Dion Daphne. And it's about a woman in her 30s whose partner, whose most recent partner that she had broken up with about 6 months ago, reveals to her that he's HIV positive. And this takes place in the 90s when there was not a lot of information. There was probably more misinformation than information out there about HIV. So he had been living I guess back then it used to be called, he was on the down low. So he was a man that was in a relationship with a woman who was also having sex with men. And as a result of this, she goes to get tested and she has to make a list of everyone that she slept with, starting with the most recent to the first one. In her first encounter, she was actually raped by her stepfather. So that leads her on this journey of self-discovery. And what I loved so much about this book is that I think maybe for the last 10 or 15 years, there's been so much talk about women having agency over their own body, which I think is true. I think we should have agency over ourselves. But I think that some of us have used sex to mask our trauma. And that's what Daphne realized. That she a series of partners, and she began to realize why she had so many partners and how she was actually using sex um, to kind of heal herself or to take. Actually, I think I don't want to misquote it, but she said something along the lines of she was going to give it away so that it could not be taken from her, which is heartbreaking when you think about it. But I think that a lot of us kind of think that our promiscuity is sexual freedom or liberty. And I love that Mara Bracakil gave voice to that. It's not always that. Like sometimes it is because of trauma. It's just a very well written, very relatable book, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, I'm so much so that I'm reading again. I'm finishing up Parachutes by Takira Allen. And Takira, I have a love-hate well, I'm not going to say hate because I love her. I think she's brilliant, but she breaks my heart. Like some of her writing has like literally left me broken. Like with some of the rest in peace, Jules. Like if you read her books, you'll know who Jules is. And I'm still in denial about him being dead. And she does these, like she just wraps you up in these books and she takes these people. She can be heartbreaking. Takira Allen can. So this book, it was like a 3-part book. And I got through the first 2 books and I wasn't sure how it was going to end. I didn't want to read spoilers, which I normally do. Like if I just really want to know what happened, I did not want to read spoilers because I did not think my heart could handle what I thought was going to happen. I don't think what I thought was going to happen is going to happen, but I'm committed to finishing it now. So shout out to Kara Allen. If you have not read her Parachute series, definitely give it a read. It's a great, great series. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. But I was talking about whimsy, feeling whimsy and feeling carefree. And I've been kind of living in that space, which is ironic because as I mentioned, I have not been sleeping. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of that. But I've just felt so light and so carefree and just so playful, just so I want to say that I have a very it's almost like I have I have a new prescription. Not that I'm not always positive because I do think I'm a positive person. I do think that I do try to lead with love. I'm a loving person. Um, when I'm hurt, I can be the opposite of loving, but I just feel very um, I feel whimsy. I feel whimsical, and I know what it is. Grace. I think that I am accepting or walking in grace. It's grace. It's not whimsy, it's grace. Wow. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So we're gonna call it what it is. I think I've been operating in grace. I've accepted the grace that God extends. I'm extending it. Um, and I'm good. I'm good. So I hope that you are good too. This reflection is a little bit longer than they normally are, but that's okay. I wanted to get all of this out. Don't forget that, don't forget the newsletter. I'll link it in the description. We're also on Amazon Music now, so you can listen to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And then you can also go to the website and listen there. And then also, don't forget to check out the newsletter. Did I get them all? YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. Yeah, that's it. Don't forget to follow us on our socials as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I've been reading. I have a lot of emails. I don't know why people. I'm gonna have to check my comment settings because I think I'm getting emails and that they should be comments. But I'll work it out. But that's it. That's it, collective. That's it for my reflection. Donna's episode is live today on Grace. Shout out to my cousin Donna. Don't forget to check it out. It is airing now. I love you, collective, and we will speak soon. Bye.
Welcome to the Calm and Cultured Collective.